Now I'm going to recognize the full chair, Representative Westerman, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman Stauber. Thank you to the witnesses. I'll try to be brief. Director Klein, the department issued the 24-29 through 29 5-year plan. For the first time since 1996, there won't be a sale. There's no sale proposed in 2024. Why is that?
The proposed lease sale schedule that the Secretary included in the proposed program after she evaluated all the factors that she's required to under Section 18 of OXLA determined that those sales best meet our nation's energy needs while balancing the range of factors she's required to consider.
So it was an administrative failure. The Inflation Reduction Act requires the Secretary to hold an offshore oil and gas lease sale within a year before offering a single offshore wind lease. That's not an interagency memo. That's not a directive from the White House. That's a law passed by the House, passed by the Senate, and signed by the President. With only 3 offshore oil and gas lease sales scheduled to occur by 2029, what led the administration to abandon the goal of deploying 30 gigawatts of offshore wind by 2030?
Well, thank you very much for that question. We have a robust list of projects in the queue right now, and additional offshore wind lease sales scheduled for next year. We feel confident in meeting the target.
How are you going to do that if you don't have how are you going to follow the law and do that if you don't have a gas or oil lease by then?
Yes, no, thank you for that question. We have an oil and gas lease sale scheduled to take place on November 8th, so we'll have another year to hold offshore wind lease sales.
November 8th of this year?
Of this year. And then we have a full year to hold additional offshore wind lease sales.
So you're going to have a lease sale
year.
on November 8th and award a sale?
We have lease sale 261 in the Gulf of Mexico is scheduled for November 8th, yes.
How will having only 3 more lease sales hurt the goal of 30 gigawatts of wind by 2030? Or how would it help that?
Thank you. We have projects in the queue right now, a number of which are under environmental review. Our estimates show at least those projects alone will reach 27 gigawatts by close to 2030. We have additional projects that we expect to be proposed to us in the coming months. And so we feel confident we're going to hit our 30 gigawatt offshore wind goal by 2030. 30 gigawatt goal by 2030.
So in Table 8 of your plan, it concluded that having 5 lease sales emits fewer carbon equivalent emissions than no lease sales because we are substituting dirtier foreign produced energy sources and not having to transport them halfway around the world. It then concludes that having 10 lease sales emits fewer carbon emissions than having none. It's also better for national security, better for jobs, and better for the economy. So why are we not having 10 sales or 5 sales if you have a goal of reducing global emissions?
Well, thank you for that question. I think the analysis shows that when you consider the full life cycle, greenhouse gas emissions from the no sale option versus other potential scenarios we've outlined in the proposed plan, that the emission scenarios look very similar and don't fully account for the administration's goals of meeting net zero pathways by 2050. And so, as I mentioned, the Secretary determined that the 3 lease sales that we've scheduled in the proposed final program are best meet our energy needs, fully consider the whole range of factors under OXLA, and will help us meet our climate goals.
And I believe when you cut through all the administrative jargon that the American public and certainly this committee, at least part of this committee, realizes that this administration has an all-out attack on domestic energy and on domestic mining, which is illustrated in the policies that you're putting forth and which American consumers are paying the price for. Mr. Moses, can you provide some background on what the Cook Inlet means to Alaska energy security and how the governor sees Alaskan natural resources and their role in American energy and national security?
Thank you for the question. Again, the Cook Inlet region supplies the vast majority of natural gas to the majority of Alaskan citizens, and it's critical to our energy costs for our citizens. And to go a little further, for our mineral development, that's also another problem we're having with the Ambler mining district, which is under law supposed to be have access to.
Mr. Moses, my time's expired. I'm going to yield back.
Thank you